If managing PCOS feels like a full-time job with zero payoff, you are not alone. You've probably been told to cut carbs, basically survive on protein shakes, turkey burgers, and cottage cheese. But here's the truth that no one's saying. That's exactly why you still feel like crap. That's why you have no energy. That's why your symptoms haven't improved. I know this because I've lived it, and as a registered dietitian who has PCOS and specializes in it, I've helped hundreds of women ditch the restrictive and really sad diets and finally get a handle on their symptoms by actually eating foods that nourish the body. I'm here to provide realistic and doable nutrition changes. Hi, my name is Maggie Conley, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm providing a free 7-day insulin resistance meal plan designed for PCOS, packed with blood sugar balancing recipes, simple meal prep tips and hacks, realistic advice that fits into your real life. If you're like so many of my clients and you've heard the term insulin resistance, but no one's actually explained to you what it means and why it actually matters for PCOS, I want you to check out this video. It's really a deep dive into what insulin resistance actually is, what's happening in your body, and how it's affecting your PCOS symptoms, like high testosterone, acne, hair growth, irregular cycles, carbohydrate cravings, and unexplained weight gain. So some keys to PCOS meals, I'm going to keep this one simple, is we're going to make sure we have protein, healthy fats, and fiber. I love utilizing the plate method where I do half my plate non-starchy vegetables, quarter of my plate high fiber carbs, a quarter protein, and then some healthy fats on the side. So how do you use this meal plan? Make sure you do grab the link below in the description. It's going to send you to my blog and you can download the free 7-day meal plan. While this video is about the 7-day PCOS meal plan for insulin resistance, I'm the first one to say that a strict meal plan does not work. Meal planning is essential, but a strict meal plan just doesn't work. It's like going on another diet. And if you think you can change your whole life tomorrow and make all these new recipes and cook every single meal, that's a recipe for disaster. So I want you to use this meal plan as an inspiration to help you build skills and help with changing your behaviors around food. Think of this meal plan less of a diet and more like a toolbox. You don't need to use every single recipe today. Just pick one or two that makes your life easier this week, and that is progress. Just pick one new dinner recipe and maybe choose a breakfast or a lunch to try out, whatever's easier for you and what you need more help with. That way you're working on changing your habits and not overhauling your life overnight. So this meal plan will give you options for 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 5 dinners, and some snack ideas. I'm going to take you through the recipes and I'm going to highlight why I chose them, why they're good for insulin resistance, highlight some meal prep tips that are actually realistic to help you implement these. Starting with breakfast, I often hear from my one-on-one clients that they aren't hungry in the morning, they don't have enough time to eat breakfast. So I wanted to address those barriers with these recipes. The first one is a blueberry hemp smoothie. I love adding a little extra collagen powder or protein powder to help increase the protein content. The mix of fiber-rich fruits, healthy fats, protein helps stabilize your blood sugar for better insulin response. By having a smoothie, it's something that you can sip on throughout the morning. You might not have a huge appetite, but you might be able to drink a little something. And it's important to kind of wake that appetite up and start consuming some food in the morning for better blood sugar response. To help minimize meal prep for this, I like to create smoothie packs when I meal prep because honestly, getting out all these ingredients every morning is way too hard for me. So what I'll do is I'll bring out all the ingredients and I'll grab little freezer bags or a container I could put in the freezer and I'll put all of my ingredients in the bag. I'm talking protein powder, peanut butter. I put my ovasitol in there. I put everything except for the liquid. So in the morning, when I go to make my smoothie, I just have to dump everything into the blender, add my liquid, and blend. It's just so much easier for me. Check out the link below. I have a provider code that saves you 15 to 20% on all of the Theralogics products, including the ovasitol. My next breakfast option is addressing the barrier that I get a lot with clients. It's like they don't have time, which is totally understandable. Not a lot of us have a lot of time in the morning. So oatmeal breakfast bars are like meal prep gold. You can bake batch, you can freeze them, and suddenly you're that person that has breakfast all week. I like to serve it with a little extra protein on the side, like Greek yogurt, a few hard-boiled eggs, a protein drink, or a cheese stick. whatever you like, eating oatmeal, banana, chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. And who doesn't want that? So lunch, I don't want you to skip lunch or really any meal when you have PCOS. It just sets you up for disaster later in the day, trust me. One of my favorite lunches to make is a soup. So this is a roasted vegetable soup. It's probably one of the easiest ways to get more veggies into your life. And if it's the perfect meal prep option, because it's one pot and it's less dishes, and you don't really have to pay attention to it at all either. So roasting vegetables will actually bring out the natural sweetness and makes the vegetables more craveable. Veggies need to taste good if you're going to eat half a plate worth at most meals. So that's one of the key things that we need to work on when we have PCOS. If you want to add extra protein, you could always add ground turkey, ground chicken at the beginning when you're caramelizing the onions in the soup. The other lunch option is a chicken Waldorf salad in collard wraps. And I like to serve this with a veggie and dip. It's the perfect PCOS lunch to manage insulin resistance because it's high in protein, has healthy fats and fiber. And using collard greens as an alternative to wraps is easier way to get more of a nutrient boost into your lunch. But if the thought of using collard green wraps maybe feels a little too crunchy granola for you, that's totally fine. You could use a whole grain tortilla or whole wheat crackers as well. For a meal prep tip, I love using pre-cooked chicken, like a rotisserie chicken. You can eat this for the first few days of the week, and then you can maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday night make that roasted vegetable soup, so then you can finish out the rest of the week with a healthy lunch. Snacks are usually where people slip up, not because of a lack of willpower, but because you're caught off guard and your blood sugar dips. And then suddenly that bag of chips looks like a lifeline. So planning snacks might be one of the most important things that you do for your PCOS. And I'm a huge fan of these easy on-the-go PCOS snacks because they deliver a good amount of protein and fiber per serving. And they're really easy to make. One of my favorites is just simple hummus with carrots and cucumbers. But the key is to sprinkle on some hemp seeds on top of the hummus to add extra protein, fiber, and healthy fats. I love making this high protein yogurt with berries and almonds or any kind of nut. You stir in a little collagen powder to help boost up that protein. You can also make a high protein peanut butter yogurt dip with pear slices and hemp seeds. These recipes are inside the PDF download for the insulin resistance meal plan. So make sure that you do use the link below, head over to my website and download that meal plan. I wanted to provide a variety of PCOS-friendly dinners that are perfect for insulin resistance. They provide a great source of protein, those high fiber carbs that we're looking for, and then healthy fats. I picked these recipes specifically because they're not only really delicious, but they're also simple, easy, and offer you a variety of preparation methods. Because we really need to understand what's going to work best for you each week. How much time do you have? How do you like to cook? Do you want to be hands-on or do you want to throw something in the oven and walk away? Those are all important things to consider when you're meal planning. So one of the first recipes is a sheet pan maple mustard salmon with carrots. This is a one-pan wonder with an omega-rich salmon, which is anti-inflammatory and an underutilized veggie like carrots. Then we have the baked chickpea, peanut, and spinach curry. This recipe checks all the boxes because you're going to get this like sweet and savory combination that's super high in fiber and protein. And I love it because it's a build and bake in one pan. So it's so easy. Next up is a taco salad bowl. Who doesn't love a taco salad? I feel like it's something that everybody loves, but we kind of forget about it. And we're like, oh yeah, I do like that. So this salad is actually one that's satisfying because it's got tons of protein and fiber. So it's not going to leave you feeling hungry about an hour later. Next up is my chicken, veggie, and quinoa stir fry. This is that recipe that you're going to need to have in your back pocket that you can pull out on really busy nights. That's utilizing pre-cooked chicken, frozen veggies, and then a bag of pre-cooked quinoa. It's simple to keep all those ingredients on hand, and this whole dinner comes together in like 20 minutes. I personally love to keep all the ingredients on hand, so on Tuesday nights when we come back from gymnastics, I can make dinner really quickly when I have no energy at all. Another stir fry option is a pineapple beef stir fry. So if you're bored with your weekly meal rotations, I suggest you try this really delicious stir fry. I'm a huge fan of the sweet savory combination like I mentioned before, and I always forget how much I love canned pineapple when I make this. So when you're buying canned fruit, I want you to make sure you're buying it in 100% juice. So it's canned in 100% juice. So let's talk about some important meal prep reminders. Meal prep does not mean spending hours in the kitchen. You want to grab some pre-chopped veggies, maybe make a double batch of soup, freeze half. Keep frozen quinoa and salmon burgers on hand for busy nights. Managing PCOS isn't about perfection, it's about patterns. So use this meal plan as a launch pad and not a rule book. Even one balanced meal a day is a win. I want you to drop a comment and let me know what recipe you're trying first or which one you're most excited about. If you want the full 7-day PCOS-friendly meal plan for insulin resistance, make sure you grab the link in the description below and I'll send it to your inbox. And I'll see you next time. Bye.